Hey, Shalom. I'm Officer Abel,
Officer Gadiel.
and we are I.U.I.C. Orlando, and today we're going over class. This class, I'm going to keep it around about 30, 35 minutes, you know what I'm saying? While you're driving to work, you can listen to it. And this class is titled, People You Shouldn't Trust, the Narcissist. All right? And we're going to start. Let's go to the definition of being a narcissism. Pull that up for me.
This is narcissism. Narcissism is extreme self-involvement to the degree that it makes a person ignore the needs of those around them. While everyone may show occasional narcissistic behavior, over-narcissists frequently disregard others or their feelings. They also do not understand the effect that their behavior has on other people. It is important to note that narcissism is a trait, but is also a part of a larger personality disorder. Not every narcissist has narcissistic personality disorder, as narcissism is a spectrum. People who are at the highest end of the spectrum are those that are classified as NPD.
So when you really strange, you really into yourself, that's when you get, they say, the Edomites say, hey, you need a shrink. you got a personality disorder. But read on.
But others, still with narcissistic traits, may fall on the lower end of the narcissistic spectrum.
Scroll down.
People who show signs of narcissism can often be very charming and charismatic.
So all women like that. The charming and charismatic. Everybody like you. Read on.
They often don't show negative behavior right away, especially in relationships.
Hey, plenty of us married to these narcissists. So you gotta watch carefully who you marry. You gotta, make sure you prove a friend. Read on.
People who show narcissism often like to surround themselves with people who feed into their ego.
They love having yes men around them. Yes men.
They build relationships to enforce their ideas about themselves.
So they're gonna reinforce their ideas about themselves. Read on.
Even if these relationships are superficial.
Even if it's fake. They're only around you to their benefit. That's the only reason why narcissists would be around you. They don't care about other people like that. And if they're doing something for the body or they're doing something, guess what? They have to be seen. They're not gonna do anything that they're not seen. They're not gonna do no background work. They ain't gonna be like cleaning the restrooms or doing that stuff. Narcissist people, they always be conceited, and they're not gonna do that. And oh yeah, we'll go to other terms about narcissists because some people don't know the other qualities of narcissism. Hey, get douchebag. You might have to go into the what you call it, the Urban Dictionary. Yeah, Urban Dictionary of douchebag. Yeah. I know y'all remember the Kanye song. They have a toast to the douchebags. Hey, these the people that my bad, that was talking about. I keep forgetting he changed his name. Let me know you got that one. Actually, while you get that, we gonna go. You got it already? Hey, read that when it comes up.
This is douchebag, a person with an overinflated ego.
Overinflated ego.
Coupled with a low intelligence, who has no idea people are making fun of his style or personality.
As you scroll down, some. Just keep going. Go down some more. Right there.
This is douchebag, a person, most likely a man, who is self-absorbed and in love with himself.
There you go. A narcissist. Read.
And is very obnoxious about it and chalks up any negative criticism to jealousy.
Hey, you know who's the worst at that? You see what they say, most likely a man. But we've been to plenty of places where women they'll be showing their belly with all the tire tread on there. And if you say something about it, they would say, oh, you just hating. You hating. Right. Yeah. You jealous. I bet you your girl can't look like this. Douchebags. Yep. Douchebags. Narcissists. It ain't no way you looked in the mirror and was like, you know what? This is how it's supposed to look outside. We're going to get one more definition. It just brought up to my attention. One more definition, conceited. Conceited. I want y'all. I'm getting the definition first, so you can know what type of people that we telling you. Hey, some of these people you just shouldn't be around them. They're not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to change. People that trying to change, you start rebuking them, make them act right. Guess what? You can probably befriend one, but hey, you gotta watch yourself. You can bring it up whenever you're ready.
This is conceited, excessively proud of oneself, vain.
You see that? Excessively proud of oneself. And you see the similar ones. What it say?
Similar, vain, narcissistic, self-regarding, self-centered, egotistical, egocentric, egomaniac,
Egomaniac, dang.
proud, arrogant, boastful.
Proud. So you can drop that. All right, let's go to Sirach 10. Sirach 10. We're gonna start at 12. Because we gotta learn how to deal with these people. Cause they're gonna come in, they're gonna be at your job, they're gonna be at your school. You're gonna have to work well, you're gonna have to deal with these type of people. You know, it is what it is. But you gotta be able to recognize what this person all about, is this person about themselves, based on how they talk. You know what I'm saying? Read that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker.
You know why it's like that? Because when people are really, really they got that, they proud of themselves all the time, self-absorbed, they giving no charity. They don't have any charity. That means they're departing from their maker, their God. Read on.
For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
It's the beginning of sin. You start thinking that the God that created everything, he ain't going to see it. I can sneak over here and do that. Mm-hmm. Like, ain't nobody ever going to know. You get real prideful. You get those strange lusts in you. Read the rest of it.
And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly.
And everything get found out. I don't know if y'all been, I've been around for a minute, but you've ever been around and somebody kind of whisper something kind of evil in your ear? Mm-hmm. You don't know what the hell you're doing anyway. Right. They're trying to get you to jump out of your spirit, and then you're going to be loud with it like, man, you get out my, loud like that. And they be like, no, that was him. He started that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're always evil, conceited. They keep a low profile. They whisper, they whispering the evil stuff and trying to incite madness. So you know what type of people I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Proverbs 8:13. Proverbs 8:13. Let me get that too. Ain't nothing worse than being around a bunch of narcissists, man.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, arrogance, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate.
You see that? The Most High hates narcissist people. He hates them. So I don't know about you, but I'm gonna kind of move myself away from people that I know the Most High hates. Mm-hmm. Like Most High say he hate who? Esau. Mm-hmm. So why would I just sit there and be around Esau? Like, I ain't trying to be around him. Like he said he hates you. Mm-hmm. Not gonna do it. Not me. That's what I'm saying. People you shouldn't trust. The narcissists. All right. And this is one reason why you shouldn't trust. Give me John 11. Because the number one thing when it comes to well, I didn't even know about this growing up because I wasn't a steady person going to church and that. But one thing is people always want that position in a church, in a school. They want some kind of position, and they'll do anything to keep that thing going or to. And we're gonna see who's that like. Who did the same thing when they start seeing a man on the come up and he had wisdom of the Bible. Let me see what they were conspiring. Read that.
This is the book of John, chapter 11, verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
Oh, man, this man is good. He can teach. He doing all these miracles. He bringing people in. He always doing the work. He got time for this truth. Read on.
If we let him thus alone.
If so, the narcissist is like, I can't just let this dude, just run up in my spot like that. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure this out. I got to bring him down. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
all men will believe on him.
So now people are going to believe, hey, man, this brother should be, he should be at this position. He should be rising up, right? Read on.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
So they don't want you to take away their place. They see you on the come up. They like, man, I got to figure out how to bring this brother down. I'm better than him. It's all about me, my position. Don't forget about we got to bring back the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we here. We ain't here for no position right now. We here to keep the position gonna come. You keep keep the commandments, study, apply the commandments, and guess what? Your position gonna come. Go out there, get on the streets, talk to your people. So all of us ain't street teachers. Pass out some flyers. Guess what? Come to the classroom. Come help set up. You know what I'm saying? There's other work you can do. Brothers might have, brothers need to go, I don't know, we in Orlando, so brothers might want to go to Jacksonville. Car ain't working. You work on cars. It's the man car. Mm-hmm. That's you helping out the way you can help out. There's a lot of things you can do. But a narcissist want everything to be about them. What they have, it is annoying as hell when you're around them. They don't want nobody to take away their position, even if they terrible at it. They would go and try to make divisions. They'll have this little small group, like they on my side. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it is always like that. And hey, let's go back to that definition with the Web and D. The Web and D definition. We go down to the third paragraph. You can stay right there. Read that top part.
People who show signs of narcissism can often be very charming and charismatic.
Reading that sentence?
They often don't show negative behavior right away, especially in relationships.
Especially in relationships. Give me Sirach 25. Go 25 and 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified, and stood up beautiful, both before God and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, and a man and a wife that agree together. So,
we're going to see, can a narcissist agree with his friends and his wife? Or vice versa. Can you agree with with her friends or her husband? Because in a relationship, it's going to be a little push and pull sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The man going to still run the show. If you're in it, you know who you are, you know your heritage. Man going to run the show, right? But it's going to be a little push from the woman like, hey, why you ain't taking me out? You always out there in the streets. Mm-hmm. Why you ain't taking me out? Why I can't go to this expensive restaurant? Look at brother such and such car. Look at this brother. Look at his wife is going out. He going this. He doing that. Hey, look. Narcissist people gonna always want everything to be about them. All right. Give me on Sirach 6. We had to go here a couple of times. Cause you see what it says, right? It say, look, they're gonna seem charming, charismatic. They're not gonna show you that they are narcissists when you first meet them. It's gonna take around. You gotta be around these people. You gotta congregate. You can't just sit at home and understand how people act, how their relationship goes. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
But like I said, at first, hey, man, this dude cool as hell, man. You out, you chilling, you probably go to a bar with him or whatever, go out to eat with him, whatever you want to do. Because, hey, he seemed cool. Read on.
For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble.
So a narcissist, your friend for that occasion, guess what? If he was put in a position, a high-ranking position, he might just, for me to look good, I need you to back me up on everything I do. So I'm gonna keep him real close until I find somebody else that can do either the same or better. That's how a narcissist is gonna be. And they're gonna run you to the ground. You like, hey, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, you don't. They'll say things to make you, feel like you have to do it. like, oh, you don't believe, man, because you won't do this for me, man. You don't believe, saying blah blah blah. You like, yo, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's how they know how to talk. They know how to make you do what they need you to do. They know how to do it, but it's on you to recognize that you are the person that is trying to get you to do things, or they're a narcissist or not. That's on you. You got to figure this out. Read that. Read the rest of it.
Verse 9. And there's a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach.
You see that? Because you're gonna find out. You're gonna be like, man, this dude ain't up to nothing. Over time, you're like, yo, I wish I would have never met this man or this woman. Especially when you're in a relationship with somebody. The thing about relationships, it's only one person that 100% sure. This is relationship. I'm talking about like a marriage, right? You got a child. There's only one person that 100% sure that that's their child. That's the woman. Child came out of us. She 100% sure. Man, I've been seeing so many stuff, man. And they be like, I know it's his. I know. You know, don't loud mouth. I know. Mm-hmm. Then they're like, he is not the father. But how, like, you know what was going on around that time. you just wanted to pinpoint and got you a narcissist. And they'll just hold on to it. Some of them kids be like 15, 20 years old. Man did like 3 years for back child support, 5 years back child support. Woman like, the word is about me. I ain't gonna set it straight. I ain't gonna tell them that, yeah, that's not your child anyway. I'm just ruining your life. But where we at? I just went off on a tangent.
That's verse 10 now.
All right, I'll be good with that. You drop that. Let's go into it can be Proverbs 11 and 29. These for these men that everything is about them. Because what I have found out, I've been married for a while. I'm trying to think how long I've been. I think I've been married for about 22 years, right? And one thing I can say about marriage is that it's almost like a constant class. You got to steadily be teaching the people around you in that house. Even your wife. Your wife is only going to be as good as you taught her how to be your wife. Because everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? So you have to teach your wife how to be a wife. I be listening to brothers, man, they be talking all, I'm like, they be like, hey, I asked my wife to cook this, man. It was terrible. I was like, I hope you didn't tell that to her. Hell yeah, I told her it was nasty. I was like, well, I mean, good luck ever trying to get her to cook that for you again. Because you didn't teach her how you like it. Like, what you expect? Like, she don't know how you like it. She don't know this. She don't know that. How long you been married? A year? Bro, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Narcissist behavior. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 29. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind.
Now you troubling your own house. The woman don't know what she doing. She always nervous. She walking on eggshells in the house all the time. She's living terrible. It's only a matter of time before she leaves you behind. And you're going to inherit the wind. Nothing. Now you paying child support because she can't deal with you. And since you so much into yourself, you ain't going to see nothing wrong. You're gonna be mad at her like, hey, that woman evil. She's evil as hell. I'm like, you had a woman living damn near scared, don't know what to do in the house. He's scared about. She's like, what should I cook for breakfast? Oh my God, it's almost time. I don't want him to yell at me. Like, hey, trust me, I heard it all. I ain't heard it all, but I heard a lot. Give me on to Rock 4, and the sister's favorite line. When, sometimes the sisters, they be all into themselves, then the man freak out because they won't be quiet. So they always pull this scripture. I'm pretty sure you heard this one a lot. Sirach 4 and 30.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 4, verse 30. Be not as a lion in thy house.
Be not what?
Be not as a lion in thy house.
Nor
frantic among thy servants.
Hey, I have did work in people's yards before. And I have seen people do work in people's yards with it. I'm just getting on this servant part, being frantic. Man, they were driving them brothers crazy. They didn't know what the hell to do with that yard. Because the dude that was on the property just all over the place. Damn, you gonna put the thing over? Put it over here. They were like, hey, did you hire us to do it or what? Hey, it was so funny, man. And they're just looking at that. I know that man is a lion in the house, man. I bet you he is destroying everybody in that crib, man. Just showing how frantic he deals with anybody that's coming around him to do some work. Oh man, I was like, yo, I know his wife is I know she's a straight panic all the time. You know what I'm saying, guys? That's how narcissists do, man. It's just they be all over the place. They ain't teaching nobody how to do anything, and some of them is just straight abandon your behind. They would not even show up. Actually, get that on that article, man, about the symptoms of narcissists. Speaking of that word, abandon.
Symptoms. Symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder and how severe they are can vary. People with the disorder can have an unreasonably high sense of self-importance and require constant, excessive admiration.
Hey, you know, one way you see that, the people that always, it's like they do like 3 or 4 selfies a day. Can't cook a meal without taking a picture of it and putting it online. Like you see their whole life online. They just need somebody. They just need that like. They need that thumbs up. They need that surprise face. I guess I don't. They do surprise faces on.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't. I haven't did social media in a long time. Read it.
Feel that they deserve privileges and special treatment. Expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements. Make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are.
Hey, I want y'all to, hey, while we reading this, man, I want y'all to understand, like, I want y'all to see this in the people that be around you and see it in yourself. Always self-examine yourself. Now, you one of these people that always doing this. I'm not saying you have a personality disorder, but what I'm saying is you got to watch yourself. Let another man praise you. All right. Show some more of those symptoms. It's one that I'm looking for. I think it's on there, but put that back up there.
Be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate.
Dang. Wait, scroll down.
Believe they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people.
You know what? That one right there, that can be a little bit, everybody, you need to spend time with people you like. And sometimes you got to upgrade people, though. That's the charity of it. I kind of see what they putting on there, but, I'm only trying to say that you got to, because, I'm going to be honest, you hang around rich people a lot, you're going to start finding out ways to be rich. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, how can I put this? Don't hang around bums all the time because you're just going to figure out how to be a bum. That's pretty much what I'm saying. That's all when they rated that part. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying, right? Brother ain't always, because you get around brothers that always playing video games, guess what you're going to do? Start playing video games. Brothers that always smoking weed, pretty soon you're going to start smoking weed. And that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. We ain't going to that. Show some more of those symptoms. We trying to keep this short. I know a lot of, y'all probably see some of these, a lot of scriptures you can bring out.
Be critical of and look down on people they feel are not important. Expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them.
You see, I mentioned that earlier. They're trying to make you feel bad because you ain't doing things for them. You doing things for the body, man. You do that thing. Knock that stuff out. Do things for your family. You're not in this truth to be a servant for one person. All right, read on.
Take advantage of others to get what they want. Have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others.
Like they don't care what they say. They don't even care about, they won't even do just, they don't even judge matters right. They give bad counsel. They, all that stuff fall into being a narcissist person. They don't care. They're just trying to make themselves look good.
Be envious of others and believe others envy them.
They always, that's that person. You know how the people that always think that they're on your mind? Mm-hmm. When they say stuff, you be like, man, I wasn't even thinking about you, man. What you talking about?
Right.
I don't know. You met that person for like, man, how did that even come out of your mouth? Read on.
Behave in an arrogant way. Brag a lot and come across as conceited.
And basically the definition of a douchebag.
Mm-hmm. Insist on having the best of everything. For instance, the best car or office.
Keeping up with the Joneses. Actually, Let's see, is it more on that?
Yeah.
Let's drop it from now. We're gonna drop it for now. Let's go back into these relationships. Let's see what a man's supposed to be doing. Let's go 1 Timothy 5:8. Cause y'all know I seen some narcissist brothers, man. This brother had on all the new gear, Nike this, Nike that, all kinds of expensive stuff, man. Children, and normally I only see women do that stuff, man. But then the children come in like, you know, well, what in the world is y'all? And then they always have an excuse. Oh, he was at his mama's house. He was at, like, bruh, what are you doing, man? I can't stand on stuff like that. But read that.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he had denied the faith and is worse than an infidel.
Man, you worse than an infidel. Guess what? Even infidels, they'll take care of their children, their household. I mean, I be, even in my neighborhood, man, I'll be like, you can look at the grass and be like, you would know whether it's a heathen or whether it's an Israelite that live in that house or Jake. Just look at the grass. Now, I would say this. 2 of my neighbors, they house be on point. They be on point. I'd be like, yo. And all of them had, they older and they had houses beforehand. But when I be jogging through there, man, I'm like, yo, I know Jake live right here. This yard is terrible. But what you read that?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, you have to take care of your household. You ain't about you. You're trying to make sure that you look good. Trying to, a lot of narcissist people, they whoremongers anyway. When you're a narcissist, because it's a pride, all the other stuff just fall in line. You get all the lust, the lying, the envy, the jealousy, the extortionist, all that stuff falls in line. Because you're a narcissist, you only about yourself. You ain't gonna, they're not gonna be giving arms like that. I've seen brothers that was truck drivers and all kinds of stuff, making all this money. They all never hit because they driving around. Brothers don't be giving arms. You're like, yo, what is money going in? But I tell you what. But anyway, they get a better example. Let's get Genesis 18, 19. So you know that you're supposed to be taking care of your family. It ain't about you. If you can buy some nice shoes for yourself, buy some nice shoes for your son or your daughter. Buy some nice clothes for your son or your daughter. Make sure they taken care of. They eating good. You eating good. Hey, take care of your household. Don't be a narcissist and just it's all about you. You're like, I ain't paying no child support. I ain't doing that. I'm like, all right. Guess what? Somebody gonna come looking for you. Esau system they're gonna find you and they're gonna make you pay something, or you gonna be in jail. But read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 19. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he had spoken of him.
You see that? He said he know that he will teach his kids and teach them the commandments, sound judgment. He ain't all about himself. He trying to make sure everybody get this knowledge. He taking care of your kids. That's what you're supposed to do as a man. Make sure your make sure your family is good. Make sure they learning. You ain't always yelling at them because they didn't do something as good as you was expecting. You might just have a B student in your house. It is what it is. You might be a B student. It's on you to find out what your children are good at, but they can actually, they'll explore that and then they'll be good at that. Make money for doing it. You got to find out that you the leader. You the man of the house. It ain't about you like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that. Like, everything is not about you. And the same thing with your wife. A lot of men be like, oh, I want a stay-at-home wife. Or some men, if you want your wife to work, guess what? Find something she's good at. Don't just knock her down because she can't find a good job but she been, but she trying, but you always, you gotta get this job. Or you gotta get a job that make at least this much before it can be even relevant. A lot of brothers be like, hey, she get a job, she got to make a certain amount because of child care. But guess what? Sometimes you need the experience. What you going to put on your resume? Haven't had a job since I was 15. They looking at the thing like, man, you're 37. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we're not gonna just put you at this position making this much money. So you gotta be aware. You gotta be smart. You gotta use wisdom. Use wisdom, and it ain't all about you. Make sure you teaching.
The scriptures say, where there is no vision, the people perish.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on I.U.I.C. TV. That's right, I said on I.U.I.C. TV.
Do you know history?
I'm going to show you and prove to you that the Israelites are black, were always black.
That is no time, just move up your body. Don't get loose and groove on the body. Bruise, wine. Put on the armor, the procedure complete. Me nah go back, nah retreat. All traitors, every Jezebel must get delete. Me no sleep on a demon, me keep a full clip. Conspire me downfall, cause them want to me slip. Stay close to the real ones, we seal off and legit. Cause I gotta use them to keep your soul from the pit. This a war life, I swear the damn thing.
Now let's go to, hey, show me that single father thing, man. I saw this earlier. Man. It kind of bothered me a little bit. It is showing you how the world is turning. That everybody's starting to be a narcissist, man. And guess what? Women are doing it too. And this is right here, the rise of the single fathers. A ninefold increase since 1960. Ninefold. Man, read that. A record. Sorry, though.
A record 8% of households with minor children in the United States are headed by a single father, up from just over 1% in 1960, according to a Pew Research Center analysis of decennial census and American Community Survey data.
Scroll down.
Right.
Down. You see how I say 297? Dang. Scroll down. Those in thousands. Yeah, right there.
The number of single-father households has increased about ninefold since 1960, from less than 300,000 to more than 2.6 million in 2011. In comparison, the number of single mother households increased more than fourfold during that time period, up to 8.6 million in 2011 from 1.9 million in 1960.
I want you to see the reason why I put out these numbers, to see how many people, when they say in single parent households, that means those kids are not going to see the other parent. Mm-hmm. That parent has full custody. I'm talking about straight abandonment, if you ask me. That means something had to go wrong for them to say, you know what, it's just best for you to have this child. Don't let this woman. Went from, what did it say, 300,000. So with 300,000 women in the United States, but it was like, yo, there's no reason for this woman to be in this child's life. To 2.6 million in 2011 because of that ostrich behavior. It's all about me. I got to get mine. YOLO, I got one life to live. See, they'll just abandon their kids. And then men, we was bad back then, but now we just still bad. Terrible. What did say the men at? It went up to 8.6 million in 2011. From only, they say from, well, they didn't say only, from 1.9 million. And that's crazy. Single parent households. All right, scroll down. Let me see what else on there. I can't really remember. Read that. There's some notable differences.
There are some notable differences between single mothers and single fathers. Single fathers are more likely than single mothers to be living with a cohabiting partner, 41% versus 16%.
Whoa.
Single fathers on average have higher incomes than single mothers and are far less likely to be living at or below the poverty line, 24% versus 43%.
So there's 43% of single mothers that live below the poverty line. Mm-hmm. So that's when you get all those stick-up kids and all that craziness, because They're broke and ain't nobody to keep them in line because they're just living with their mother. But read on.
Single fathers are also somewhat less educated than single mothers, older and more likely to be white.
Whoa. Says that single fathers also somewhat less educated than single mothers. So they're making more money, but they're less educated.
Mm-hmm.
That show you that school system.
Yeah.
That school system it doesn't really matter. You know, and I wanted to show that because, like I said before, to just leave your child with anybody, not really anybody, but just to leave your child, actually it is anybody. I don't care who it is. I would prefer myself to be with my children as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? As much as possible. I know I got stuff to do, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to bring back the 12 tribes myself. But as much as possible, I want to raise my own children. For you to just sit there and be like, you know what? I'm out. Or get a court order. You know, actually, it's fine. Hey, put that one about, you know, what I said about the custodies. I want to see what had to be going on in your life that they'll give you custody. All right. Scroll down. I think it's like a list or something down there. Is there a list or something? I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. Read that.
When should I seek sole custody?
So it's trying to give you reasons to seek full custody, and some of the reasons, you know, some of the reasons that you can bring up that they know that it's going to be more likely that you can get full custody. If you're going to see what type of people this match up with, certain type of person that this match up with. Why is that? Read this.
The clearest reason to ask for sole custody is to protect your child from physical harm, especially if the other parent has a history of any of the following issues.
So one of the major ways is protect the child from physical harm. So we obviously know that, right? But read.
Abuse. If a parent has assaulted or sexually abused the other parent or any child, this prevents an obvious danger to their child.
All right, so that's one. Because you know, if somebody abusing you, usually that person got problems, but they think so highly of themselves, they turn that on you. But this is the one right here. Neglect. Read that one.
Neglect. If a parent has previously neglected the child, this neglect could continue in the future.
They leave the child home while they go and party, while they go out to the club. Hey, you 7, just sit in here and watch cartoons for the next 3 hours while I go to the club and come back half drunk and probably pregnant again. But read on.
Neglect is the failure to provide a child with necessary medical care, dental care, supervision,
because they like to leave the kids at home watching stuff. Read on.
Food, clothing, shelter, or other safeguards to protect the child's well-doing.
Because we about ourselves. We all about ourselves. And that's crazy.
What, keep going?
Scroll down some more to see what else in there. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, let's do substance abuse. Yeah, you're right. That's one that we deal with a lot in our community. Read that.
Substance abuse. A parent who abuses drugs or alcohol presents a danger to the child. The altered mental state that occurs as a result of substance abuse prohibits the parent from being able to properly care for the child.
So that's another way. You go out to the club all the time, you leave your children at home all the time, you're going to come back drunk, come back high. You ain't fit to take care of no child. How many more? Is any more on that? Yeah, go down to abandonment.
Abandonment. Sometimes parents can't or won't take care of their child. If a parent has shown little interest in their child.
Wait a minute. Read that again. If a parent
has shown little interest in their child.
Little interest in their child because they're thinking about themselves. To me, this is the worst one. This just screams narcissist right here. You know what I'm saying? It just screams narcissist. Because I actually seen this happen before as a life experience. Well, the mother just didn't have any well, I got so many baby daddies too. I just rather the child stay with you Because she's just trying to figure out a way where she can get another man. She like, I got one, one of those, I got one life to live. I can't have all these baby daddies. So she's trying to figure out how she can, let me push my child to the side. You can get sole custody. But read the rest of that.
If a parent has shown little interest in their child and has failed to maintain contact with them, you may want sole custody so the parent can't resurface years later to exercise custody rights as a virtual stranger.
Yeah, dang. Then they'll come back because they're thinking about themselves. They're like, oh, I'm sick. So now I want to, hey, I'm sick. So I want to make sure, see how you look. Oh, you look good. You look just like me. Hey, people do it, man. That's on incarceration. Scroll down. Relocation.
If a parent plans to move out of the state or country, it may be best for one parent to have sole custody. Above all, sole custody should be for the good of the child, not for depriving the other parent.
So some of them be like, oh, I want to move to, I don't know, what a nice place do you think they move to?
Cali.
Yeah, they just up and want to move to Cali. They're like, well, you keep the kids thing because I don't want to move to Cali. I gotta do me. You know what I'm saying? And I think they still say that. So they still say that. Do me. I gotta do me. So I'm gonna move. I gotta do me. I got a job offer. Cause it's all about me. I got a job offer in Cali, so I'm going to Cali. Hey, and now they saying that what it was 9-fold or 10-fold.
Yep.
Now women doing the same thing and it's starting to be at a higher rate. Women are doing the same thing. Give me Lamentations 4:3. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Lamentations 4:3.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out of the breast. They give suck to their young ones.
So even the sea monsters take care of the kids. Read.
The daughter of my people is become cruel.
They have become narcissists. Read.
Like the ostriches in the wilderness.
Like an ostrich. They just stomping on eggs and doing all kinds of wild, crazy stuff to their own kids. They don't care anymore. They don't abide it at home. They're not looking for help with sisters to find easier ways to deal with the kids. They're like, I'm so stressed out. This child won't stop crying. Hey, talk to one of the older women that already did it before. It's not all about you. You know what I'm saying? It's so many outlets. That's why you got to conjugate to. You got to come together. But I'm telling you, these narcissist people, when you come together and they just still all about themselves, they'll just be like, well, my kid's here, I'm out. They start doing just random other stuff. You like, what? You look at this child like, where's your parent at? They be like, I don't know. I know you ran into that before. You can't be part of the school, man. You don't see that happen. Now, let's see. Actually, let's see what Anna did to help out her husband. This is I like Anna, man. Go to Tobit. Talking about her. See what she did to help out her husband. She was like, man, I'm gonna help out, my son. Women's supposed to be helping out. Women should be helping out their husband anyway. Y'all gotta understand that. You should abide in the house, take care of the families, take care of the kids, make sure he is comforted. And then guess what? If he falls, something happens, he get injured, you gotta be ready to help out. Don't just be, what it say, don't be just good to just lay on your back. What is that? 2 and 11? Let's start 11. Yeah.
Tobit, chapter 2, verse 11. And my wife Anna did take woman's works to do.
So Tobit, like bird poop fell in his eyes, right? So he was blind, couldn't see. So guess what? His wife had to get a job. They still got to eat, right? They still got to make some income. Read on.
And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages and gave her also besides a kid.
So and they gave her the wages and they gave her a kid, a baby goat, I should say. Read.
And when it was in my house and began to cry, I said unto her, from whence is this kid? Is it not stolen? Render it to the owners, for it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen. But when she replied upon me, it was given for a gift more than the wages. Howbeit, I did not believe her, but bade her render it to the owners. And I was abashed at her, But she replied upon me, where are thy alms and thy righteous deeds?
So he was upset with her. 'Cause he like, what in the world you get all this stuff? I know you get, he was upset. He was mad at her. And guess what? Did she turn and just, mush the blind man in the face? Mush my husband in the face? Don't you talk to me like that? Did he get mad and call her husband a B? You accusing me of stealing? It don't say she did all that, right? Mm-hmm. But let's see how she answered. She answered with wisdom.
But she replied upon me, where are thy alms and thy righteous deeds? Behold, thou and all thy works are known.
Because, Tobit used to, he was when the king was throwing bodies over the wall and killing everybody, he was the one that was burying them bodies. He would sneak out, got the bodies, make sure they had a proper burial. And guess what? Brothers and sisters gonna recognize that. So when they saw what he was in need, guess what? They helped the brother out. That's called charity. Cause we all gonna fall on tough times. We all, some of us been on tough times already. It might end up going back on tough times. You just never know. And guess what? That's why you need charity. It ain't all about you. That's why we give alms, because it's not all about you. I mean, since we ain't told it already, go to chapter 4 and 7. 4 and 7 real quick. Since we ain't told it.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 7. Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thy eye be envious, nor turn thy face from any poor, and from the face that shall be turned away from thee.
So when you giving alms, it don't matter what other people thinking. Cause sometimes, you give alms and you be like, man, I know this brother don't get no alms. You don't be wanting, I hope he ain't getting nothing from it. Most out, don't worry about all that. Just give your alms. Make sure that people are taken care of. But read on.
If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly.
So if you have a lot, give alms accordingly. Just give your donation. Read.
If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little.
You see that? You got a little, give a little. It doesn't matter. It's just still alms. One ain't no better than the other one. Read.
For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity.
And guess what? Anna got an extra kid to help feed that family. And then when he needed it, guess what? He laid up that treasure already. That's what Anna was letting Tobit know. You get it? That's not being a narc. That's how women's supposed to come up and help their family. I know we got other ones that we can go to, but I'm trying to keep the class a little short. It's just a drive time. You're driving to work. That's how I want to keep my eyes. Like, you're driving to work, you hit this whole class, going to work, and you know who you dealing with when you're going to work. Like, you know what? I was just listening to that, bringing out scriptures on that. All right, let's go back to that WebMD, the WebMD one. Yeah, let's go back to that one. There's a little part on that I wanted to show what kind of, friends that narcissists like to have.
People who show narcissism often like to surround themselves with people who feed into their ego.
That yes man, that hype man is always on the side.
Mm-hmm. They build relationships to enforce their ideas about themselves, even if these relationships are superficial.
So you got fake friends all around them. They don't care the longer they stroking the ego. And we all know who did that. Let's go talk about our forefather, one of our kings, Rehoboam. Let's see who he listened to. We're going to start at 1 Kings 12:1.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12 and verse 1. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt, that they sent and called him. And Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spoke unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he hath put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee.
So Solomon had another kingdom doing a lot of work, right? So they asked him, we just need some rest, man. Just make our load lighter. Something that most, you're talking to your brothers, you got to show some charity sometimes. Show us some mercy if we're going to serve you, right? Let's see. what Rehoboam did. Read.
Verse 5. And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed.
So Rehoboam like, all right, chill out for 3 days, but then I make my decision. Read on.
And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, How do you advise that I may answer this people?
So he had some, should be some pretty smart, King Solomon was one of the, considered the smartest person on earth, right? He had people he talked to, he consulted with. And Rehoboam had them at his right hand. He could use them whenever he wanted to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rehoboam had them. Let's see if he's going to pay attention. Read.
And they spoke unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. But he forsook the counsel of the old men.
He was all about himself. He was being a little narcissist. So he was like, I got to listen to them. He felt like, hey, man, I'm a big man now. I'm the man. I'm the king. Read on.
Which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, which stood before him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye that we may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? And the young men that were grown up with him spoke unto him, saying, Thus thou shalt speak unto the people that spoke unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make it thou lighter unto us. Thou shalt say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins.
You see that? Now his little young friend, his little yes man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all seen like movies or it's been around people that had like a rich friend. So all the I would say not the rich friends, or, the one that make little, they always trying to boost the rich one up. You know what I'm saying? Like they like his little, I don't know, his little peasants just hovering around the rich kid. And they whatever he wanted, they just yes men. He's a narcissist because everything was always tailored to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about he rich beyond. I'm talking he rich 8 times fold rich. We probably haven't seen these types of riches in our time. That's how Rehoboam was. Mm-hmm. You think they're gonna, that's why he knew that I gotta go to some people that ain't used to this. He went to the elders. They were like, "Hey man, you need to choose your words wisely. Hey, you gotta be a servant unto the people. You their leader. You know what I'm saying? They'll be a servant unto you." No, he went to the yes man because he's a narcissist. Went to the yes man and they told him to do something stupid and he did it. And we all know what happened after that. Now they split up. Jeroboam knew to do their thing, started making their own feast days. I ran into a woman that was trying to say that, oh, well, we can make our own feast days because Mattathias and Mordecai did. Dang. I'm like, huh? He says, therefore, we can make a Christmas if we want to. That's what all was about, making a Christmas. You can't make this stuff up. Wow. They're like, hey, and I showed them well, we don't go into that, but that's how people thinking. They trying to find ways to do evil. He already got consulted to do right, but he was like, I don't really want to do that, so I got to find another way to do evil. So he went to the young man, and the young man was like, hey, man, forget them. You know what I'm saying? Do your own thing. Mm-hmm. Make it heavier for them. Got their ass. Just because they ass, just make it worse. Yes, man, yo. Give me Proverbs 16:27. This is one thing. This is some other things, that I don't like about narcissist people, man. The narcissistic people, I should say. It's kind of a hard word to say.
Mm-hmm. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 27. An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is a burning fire.
That, man, narcissists would do that all the time. You like they said, they seem charming, charismatic, and next thing you know, they digging up evil on you when they need be. Oh, you about to try to take my spot? I got you. I was just talking about this with you. I already know how you are. I know this about you. I know that about you. They'll start digging up evil. They'll start being abrasive to you. You know what I'm saying? They coming to y'all wrong. That's what, hey, you got to watch out for these people. They're gonna pull you out of the spirit. You always around them. Hey, don't trust them. I'm showing y'all the traits, what they do. You know what I'm saying? I know we all met people. I know everybody got a little bit of narcissism in them, narcissistic kind of stuff in them. It can protect you at times. You know what I'm saying? When you've been overworked, you gotta start thinking about yourself. I'm sick. I need to think about myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that just being smart to me, you ask me. But yeah, these dudes, they would get all the stuff. They'll get enough information, and they're gonna use it. They are gonna use it as soon as they need to against you. They're gonna do it. The same thing as those what they call them, tattletellers and the gossiping. They gossip, tattletale, all that. They would do it. Oh yeah, get Proverbs. We're gonna start closing out. I don't want to get too in the nitty gritty. I'm trying to keep it short. It's a bunch of scriptures I could have. Proverbs 17:9. A bunch of scriptures I could have went over. I was trying to just get some that people that can kind of get you in your head that you would know when you meet a narcissist, when you start noticing the behaviors.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 9. He that covereth a transgression seeketh love, but he that repeateth a matter separateth from very friends.
You see that? The reason why I got this, guys, like he that covereth sin seeketh love. Hey, a lot of these narcissist people, dude, they are sinners. They all about themselves. Most of them don't give alms. They're not doing. If you can't see it, they're not gonna do it. They lustful, and I ain't trying to say it's just him and a woman, or a woman and a man. I'm talking about all other kinds of lust. Trust me, and they ain't gonna tell you their transgressions, cause they need all the love. They want everybody to love me. Look at me, love me, please love me. That's that narcissist behavior, and lo and behold, guess what? They are sinners. The Most High will reveal a narcissist person. They are sinners, but they don't want those friends around that's gonna call them out. All right, let's go to 140. This is the type of friend you're supposed to want. You go to Psalms 141:5. Show the type of friends you're supposed to have.
The book of Psalm, chapter 141, verse 5. Let the righteous smite me.
Let the what?
Let the righteous smite me.
Let your friends smite you when you're doing something crazy. Read on.
It shall be a kindness. And let him reprove me. It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities.
You see that? So we supposed to have friends that would tell us when we're doing something wrong. Let the righteous man smite thee. Let the righteous man come at you and set you straight. So you don't need just yes man, yes man. You don't need all that trying to tell you you're gonna be too much pride, and what comes with pride is sin. You're gonna be puffed up. Sin is coming. Sin is coming, and we got to become. And in this walk, hey, guess what? We got to become new men. If you looked at some of those characteristics and you're like, dang, I'm like that all the time. Guess what? You got to become a new man. So let's get on Ephesians 4:21. We're going to get these real quick, and we're going to close it out. Ephesians 4:21.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 21. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus, that you put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
So you got to give away. You got to get that out your head, man. That old man, it got to go away. You got to be renewed in your minds. Put off the formal conversations. It's a lot of things you got to do, but guess what? It is doable. Did you read all the way down to 24?
No, I'm on 23.
I read 24.
Verse 24. And that you put on that new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
So you got to put on that new man. You got to change yourself. Guess what? You got to, first of all, you got to calm down and notice it. Once you start figuring out how to notice it, that's when you're going to start being able to catch yourself. And then guess what? You make the right decision from that. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Even when you know something about somebody else, you don't gotta tell it. Like, oh man, they about to raise him up, man. You know, I should be there. This dude did this. This dude did that. They just don't know about it. He told me about it. Guess what? That's that man's business. Now, is it sin? You know what I'm saying? You can for to tell him about sin, Leviticus 5:1. But if it's just something that he did silly, on like he had $200 left, and he spent $150 on some Jordans or something. I don't know how much Jordans cost. He spent $150 on some Jordans. To me, that's poor decision making. But I'm not gonna tell somebody that just because he about to get a new position. Like, he told me, I ain't gonna tell nobody that. But what sin is in that? It's just a bad decision that he made. But ain't no sin in that. But a narcissist would do that because they feel like they supposed to have it. The world revolves around them. They're not gonna think about what their actions would do to somebody else. All right, and the last one is repentance, Acts 3:19. And then we're gonna close it out.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 3, verse 19. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out.
So make sure you convert. Make sure you convert, because your sin is not going to be blotted out when you're still doing it. Just throw that out there. It ain't going nowhere. It's not going to be blotted out when the judgment comes. Read on.
When the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord.
When the times of refreshing, we get in that kingdom. We can relax. We have servants. You know, most of our wives' feet will never touch the ground again. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be having, and I said wives for the ES at the end. I hope y'all heard that part. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we gonna have so much. You know what I'm saying? We have, how many wives we got? That's probably how many mansions we gonna have. You never know. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be so glorious we can't even imagine. Mm-hmm. So, but with that, I hope y'all got something from the class. And I say shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example.